My name is Howard.
I'm Seth.
I'm Park.
We're a group of material science students that, as you can see, have a close relationship to the environment and all its wonders. However, when we talk to people outside our field of study regarding polymers, we often face criticism as a result of their preconceptions about plastics. This is not unfounded because they can have detrimental effects on the environment due to the origin of its raw materials and lack of biodegradability. In this video, we'll show you how polymer scientists break the stereotype and in fact are setting the stage for a more sustainable future. One of the most visually striking issues related to polymers is their lack of biodegradability. As you can see, polymers found in nature will not degrade as their degradation time is on the scale of hundreds to thousands of years. Polymers, as we know, are long organic chains that traditionally have a backbone of covalently bonded particles. These carbon-carbon bonds are very strong, which is what sets the foundation for its mechanical properties. However, this is a double-edged sword, as it also prevents it from degrading in nature. Scientists are working on different ways to construct polymers that are strong enough for their application for the duration of its use, while allowing them to degrade with conditions found in nature at the end of its lifetime. This is not a simple task, but it has been done, and now I'm going to explain how using the degradation methods of polylactic acid. PLA is a polymer consisting of repeat units of lactic acid. This, as we know, is a byproduct of anaerobic metabolism and is harmless to our bodies and the environment. Due to its occurrence in nature, there are several bacteria that cause biotic breakdown of PLA. This in addition to physical breakdown processes like hydrolysis of its ester group and photodegradation. The result is a polymer that exhibits slightly weaker but comparable mechanical properties to that of PET that we use in water bottles, while degrading on the range of a month to a couple depending on its conditions. Now I'm going to introduce Parth, who's going to talk about proton exchange membranes.
Thank you, Howard. So as the world population increases and our energy demand rises, with depleting fossil fuels, we need an alternate source of energy. And proton exchange membrane fuel cells could be the solution to our problems. A proton exchange membrane is a semi-permeable membrane generally made from an ionomer and designed to conduct protons while acting as an electronic insulator and a reactant barrier. This is the essential function when incorporated into a membrane electrode assembly of a proton exchange membrane fuel cell. The separation of reactants and transport of protons while blocking different electronic pathway through the membrane. One of the most common and commercially available PEM materials is Nafion. It's an ferrosulfonic acid polymer. As you can see on your screen right now, the structure of Nafion. The polymer has cation properties and has excellent chemical stability. The backbone of the polymer is highlighted in pink, is Teflon, and it is hydrophobic. And the side chain highlighted in blue is the side chain of the polymer, which is hydrophilic, and the end group is the sulfonic group responsible for its conduction of a proton. Due to the sulfonic group, it swells up in water and conducts protons more efficiently. So as you can see on your screen right now, and structure of a typical PEM fuel cell, the hydrogen comes in and passes through a semi-permeable membrane and reacts with oxygen, forming H2O, and this results in electrical power and heat. And the only emission produced during this operation is a small amount of clean, warm water, and no harmful substances are produced with power generation without pollutants. So this gives us zero emission, high efficiency, low noise level, and no vibration and an off-grid supply of energy. And currently, PEMs are mainly used in automotive industries. Toyota has a car named Mirai, currently out in the market, and Honda has a car named Clarity. Those are only available in California right now due to a low number of hydrogen fuel stations. But in coming years, the government of California plans on increasing that number from close to 1,000 fueling stations. So that should help the hydrogen automotive industry. And now, Seth is going to talk about how organic photovoltaics can help us replace silicon photovoltaics.
Thank you, Parth. With climate change becoming increasingly detrimental, the need for renewable energy sources is at an all-time high, and it continues to climb. You may know that solar cells can be made out of silicon, but did you also know that they can be made out of polymers? There's a lot of organic photovoltaic research going on here at Penn State and all over the world. The efficiency of these OPVs is increasing exponentially, and it will most likely pass silicon soon. Also, think about what holds a lot of people back from going solar in the first place: the cost. OPVs have the potential to be orders of magnitude cheaper than silicon-based solar cells, since they're composed of virtually all organic material that's a lot more abundant than silicon. Here's a little bit about how they work. So if the incoming photons from the sun have more energy than the band gap of the electron donating polymers, an electron is excited from the top of the valence band to the bottom of the conduction band. Now that this electron is delocalized, it'll move towards a lower energy level. This can be found at the electron accepting polymer, which in this picture is PCBM. This cycle keeps repeating as the electrons make their way from one electrode to the other, with the direction of flow being dictated by the work functions of the electrodes. The forced flow of electrons creates a voltage difference between the electrodes, which can be used to perform DC work, charging a battery, or you can invert it and use AC power wherever you would use your silicon solar cells for AC power. Obviously, the technology is not currently feasible compared to silicon solar cells. I mentioned earlier that these OPVs have the potential to be extremely cheap. However, right now the steep cost for the OPVs is due to the expensive transparent electrode, which is often made out of indium tin oxide. Other problems that research will hopefully soon address are the slightly lower efficiencies and the shorter life cycles of OPVs compared to silicon solar cells. So now you know a little bit how polymers will be a part of a greener future with organic photovoltaics, and you now know how polymers can be used as membranes in hydrogen fuel cells, and you also know how polymers can be biodegradable. Thank you.